Welcome to the Boston's Big Four podcast. Cast. New news about music and sports every week, sometimes.
All right, we're back. Episode 65 of Boston's Big Podcast. We have a very special guest with us. Ocho is here.
Yes, sir.
And when I say very special guest, I mean he's an athlete and a musician, so that fits both of our main topics of this podcast.
Yes, sir.
And an entrepreneur as well.
Yeah.
He has his clothing line, Ambitionaire, which you're rocking the hat right now, I see.
It'd be easier to list the things he isn't, and one of those is lazy.
Right. Fact.
Know that.
So, yes, he's a musician from Boston, quarterback for the Idaho Horsemen, arena football.
Yeah.
We're happy to have you, man.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me. I'm glad to be here. I think this is already, long overdue. We
absolutely.
We chopped it sparingly and stuff, through Instagram.
Yeah, you've been on our radar for a while now, actually. Yeah. So yeah, it's good to have you.
Yeah,
and congratulations, by the way. The Sport Tape dropped in 2018. Recently hit 1 million Spotify streams.
Yeah, yes, sir.
So congratulations on that.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
And a recent guest we had on, actually, John Glass. We asked him who are some of his favorite, local musicians right now, and you were a name that he mentioned.
Okay.
So
appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that was just a couple weeks ago, and I was like Ocho. I was like, is that the guy who plays arena football? He's like, yep, that's the same guy. I was like, because I knew about you, from Instagram and stuff, and from listening to your music. West Side, by the way, is my favorite song. I love that track.
Appreciate it. I got some more shit coming for you. I might play something tonight. I might play something unreleased that I just did last night.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
A little sneak peek for y'all.
Yeah, and I saw you posted on your story today a snippet of a track produced by John Glass.
Mm-hmm.
So talk about how that relationship came about with John.
With John, man. So just I feel like with anybody I really work with or follow up with is more or less like an organic situation, right? Like I'm somebody that likes to build like relationships outside of just the music or the football or this, that, and the third. I'd rather like really break it down. Like we can get off screen and grab beers and what I'm saying, like really chop it up the right way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So with John Glass, when I met JG, I met him at an event, and he was just there like a fly on a wall, like what I'm saying, just like real laid back, low key. I didn't really know who many of the guys were, in the city, so I really couldn't tell you who guys were like by face, what I'm saying? Like maybe if like their name or something like that. But he was just, I was next to him and I was like, yo, like he said something like about my sneakers or something like that. And I was like, I appreciate it. I was like, yeah, I like yours because we had like similar kicks on. And so he was like, yo, I was like, yo, I'm Ocho, what up? He's like, yo, I'm John Glass. And he was like, I produce and this and third. We chopped it up, briefly. And we met each other again at like a cookout that followed up from like the same event that we went to in the first time. First time we met, and at this point it was more like real music based more because it was mainly to promote, not even promote, but just debut the album. So the joint mixtape that I was on with 16 other artists. We were just all at this like big event, in Medford, at one of the artists' houses or whatever, and he was there again, and he was like, yo, bro, like, I like what you did on the tape. I like what you got going on. Come holler at me, you know what I'm saying, if you want to work. And I'm not somebody that really pass up, a lot of opportunities, because it's like, just like Wayne Gretzky, right? You miss 100% of the shots you know what I'm saying, you don't take. Yep. So it's like, at the end of the day, I'm going to try it. Even if it's something, maybe, okay, my sound doesn't match or just that and third. You just got to try it, bro, because you never know, like, what could happen from that situation. So, he invited me out. I went to a studio and he was just going through beats, and like half of the beats he was going through weren't even finished. They were like just like skeletons, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Where it's like we can use that and just keep creating off of it or whatever. And I'm just freestyle because that's what I do. That's just like my training mechanism. I can freestyle like for like nothing. That's just, it's easy. It comes natural to me. Okay. So he's seeing me do this. I don't really write. Like I do write. But like I usually like I'll freestyle, and then I'll probably go back to the freestyle, listen to it, and like take out bits and pieces. You know what I'm saying? And just play with it. I like to paint, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like when you hear my bars.
I mean, that's how Jay-Z does it. That's how Lil Wayne does it. There's a lot of guys who use that method, and it works for them.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I don't stress myself doing it. You know, so it's like it's like I said, I'm big on organic. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't like to do anything that's stressed. That's if it's not for you, it's not for you. You know, if I wasn't good at making music, all right, I'd you know, maybe manage or maybe switch into something else. Some people can't do that. You know, they can't understand where it's like, yo, do what you best fit, you know? It. So
right. And I like that you said you emphasized that it's got to be organic, and that was with both like relationships with other people, which like you obviously can't force, because if you try to push things too hard in one direction, it often doesn't go the way you expect it to. And if when it comes to music, you definitely want it to be like I mean, as I do find like freestyles seem to be more like the unconscious thought. Like there's like a thing you almost tap into when that happens. So you're saying things that you're like, oh my God, I can't believe that just came out. And when you do get that recorded, it sounds perfect on the beat. Because when people are reading, you can often hear if they're reading off their phone or something, a verse they wrote down. So when you just like vibe that beat and it came right out that moment, I do think like a song usually comes out better if you can piece it together through things that you did organically. And it might take longer because who knows when those pieces will come out, and they might not sound right all the time. So it's like, but you'll get those gems, and those gems are really like something you need to work with. Yeah,
that's right.
That is good stuff. And it's good to I guess just to like cap off that thought with being organic. It's good to have that focus on what you're doing, because like when you start that way, it's not gonna seem insincere later on when like you see like early stuff like, oh, this was just to get recognized. Like, no, this is just what it is. Like, it's amazing. So
you know, I mean, because like you know, and even touching it, maybe that piggybacks, or not even piggybacks, but that just opens the door for, you know, what you were talking about earlier, where it's like how you balance, you know, everything, like the mindset, right? How do you balance everything? It's like I use me being a quarterback, you know, like being an athlete first. Like I've always rapped, I've always made music, but in 2018 when I dropped the sports tape, that was really when I first came out as an artist. Like I didn't really have any, you know, like I had like background in like, I want to say 10, 11, 12 years old, doing like halftime basketball games, summertime like performances like in Brockton and stuff, like, you know, sparingly stuff, like little kid stuff, like talent show stuff, you know, and then stopped because I played football. So it was like I always had the rap, you know, mentality, because I still would freestyle and you know, do it with my friends or do it at lunch or, you know, wherever else I could fit that time in to get those bars off, I would do it. You know, but it was solely focused on football. Like that was my way out. That's how I went to college. That was everything. So when I did that, it was more or less like, okay, how do you showcase that skill set without it making, you know, without people looking at you as just a football player, right? Because they've known me playing football for so long, some things can clash, right? And people look at it and then say, oh, whoa, what does he do? Does he want to be a rapper or does he want to be a football player?
Why can't you be both, though?
That's what I'm saying. Some people came to me, bro, and were like, yo, you got to pick one. You got to, you know what I'm saying? With it,
you don't.
And that's the mindset I had out throughout. So I'm like, you know what? They think that, but I know how to bring this Ocho guy from this football field onto the stage and bring the fans from the stage over to the field and vice versa, you know? So it's like, I'm a monetize the situation. I'm gonna use my highlights and drop my music on my highlights.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
That's great marketing right there.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like I do all my own like visuals, like these little clips that I post and stuff like that, like that are like 13 seconds or 14 seconds for Instagram. Like I'm doing those. Like there's nobody. I'm all, right on my phone. Like I'll do a song, drop the clip, do something else. You know, like I'm really by myself when it comes to like the business aspect of like what I put out. You know, I don't have like a manager, so it's like you said with the football, it's like the same thing. How do you manage your time? Like I know I gotta go to practice. I know I gotta do this. I gotta train this way. I gotta throw X amount of passes, right? Read film, watch this, watch that. Same with, and then I transfer it to rap, where it's like I gotta go in and get 4 hours, at least get 3 songs done in 4 hours. If I'm gonna do that, if I got 5 hours, get 4 songs. Like push yourself, you know what I'm saying, to get to a certain level, because then once you do it, it becomes natural. It's just like muscle memory. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
I went to the studio my first time yesterday with a guy that did the sports tape. And I haven't worked with them in like a year and a half because I felt like I didn't want to oversaturate my sound. I wanted to go test the waters with other artists and, producers, engineers, just mix and mingle, right? See what was out there. And it was a lot of trial and error for sure, but I think that's the good part about, being an artist. Like there's no right or wrong way, when it comes down to it. So when I just linked up with him last night, bro, it was like we got 4 songs done in 5 hours. And he told me that the session he had before, the dude had 2 hours and he didn't get anything done. So I was like, so things like that happen, you know what I mean? But it's like, for me, I just like to stay like sharp, as much as I can. I'll be in my car, bro, like for you're in your car most of the time anyway. So like I'm never listening to other people's tracks. I'm listening to beats. I'm listening to stems that I have, things that I've already recorded where I'm like, oh, I need to add this, or maybe I need to change this, So,
right.
And that's actually not the first time we've heard that you don't listen to other people's music, not only to focus on your own, but like to
it's important to listen to your own stuff before you listen to other people's music. Take care of that first,
and to avoid unintentionally stealing like any ideas. Like if you have like parallel thinking with somebody.
I don't even listen to my own music though. I don't even like listening because I don't even like listening to my own music.
Okay. New stuff.
I'm always bro, like even last night's like it was cool. Like I bumped it probably for like a couple takes. And then, like I'm already listening to a new beat. I'm already like hitting my producer.
Okay, so you're always on to the next project.
I'm just always trying to kill myself, bro. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I gotta kill myself off. And then it's like you gotta come back harder, you gotta come back stronger. Like if I'm doing it with myself, bro, there's no one that's fucking with me because I'm worried about just me. That's just how I am. Even as a football player, it's like I'm not the biggest guy, I'm not the fastest guy, but it's like, bro, you get on the field, you're gonna see. It's a whole different, it's a whole different tune. So it's like
that's the mentality you gotta have. Yeah, focus on yourself and how you can get better and what you need to do, and not worry about everyone else. Yeah.
Bro, because it'll come, bro. It'll come. You gotta trust your process. You trust your process. You guys trusted your process. You know what I'm saying? You guys are moving in the right direction. So it's like there's plenty of people that told you guys, why do you want to do this? Why do y'all want to do that? Like,
absolutely.
You be like, bro, don't put your insecurities on me, bro. Like, can I live? Like, you feel me? Can I live? Like, so
exactly.
That's just how you go. You know what I'm saying? So I respect off rips. So.
Word. Likewise.
For sure.
And when it comes to, I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, go ahead, Owen. You got this.
When it comes to getting things done like that, like when you're balancing, doing that sports practice, like everything, and then coming back, and I imagine there's like a whole nutrition factor in there where you're gonna have to be eating at the right times and eating the right things. And I did have some questions about that as well, but there, I think like a lot of that comes down to like bottom line maximizing like your efficiency in what you're doing, because like you said, someone can waste 2 hours in the studio, and like you have methods that are making that time efficient, and you're actually getting things done in the time that you have. So like working within those means, like even with size, like not being the biggest, fastest person, but using your ability, your skills, like your wit to be able to navigate that. And it does, because it definitely seems like a daunting task. Like you're going to get your ass kicked by all this work you have to do, but then you have ways to just work your way through it. And I feel like you could probably write a book. Of all this.
No,
like
it's coming, bro. I feel like it's coming, bro. I feel like it's coming, bro. Because it like literally, dude. Like no one even knows. Like even I was never a quarterback first. I became a quarterback.
I was gonna ask how you started playing football and how that all came about.
So like that's what I'm saying. That could really be a book. I mean, I'm here for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm here for it.
I think a lot of people would want to hear it, and I'm curious also if you use anyone else's processes or you've adapted anyone else's processes into what you're doing to maximize like the time that you're using.
Yeah. I mean, like bro, like off top, like my favorite athletes, bro, are like the guys like Jordan. I got the Jordans. I got, of course, even,
I already know you watched the documentary, right?
Of course. That was, and it's like, I looked at myself and I looked up, and it kind of looked, it's like, all right, you're not crazy. You're not, you know what I'm saying? You're not wrong for like feeling the way you feel, so it's
that documentary was really enlightening to me. Like the part where he won I forget which championship it was. It was one of the last ones, but it was after his dad died.
Yeah.
And he was holding the trophy and just like crying on the ground. And it was like that moment showed me like the passion that he has and the drive and everything. It was
to overcome everything, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't want to play anymore at all because his dad wasn't alive anymore. So it's like that's a core memory. It's like, all right, your dad came to every game.
Right.
You starting a whole new season, he's not there, bro. That like, you know what I'm saying? That's gonna like unnerve anybody. It's gonna put anybody, in a funk, bro, like throughout the season. So he's just a strong dude overall, like mindset wise.
Right. He's definitely someone to admire in that way.
For sure. But yeah, like, it's just I looked up to a lot of guys, even like Brady. Brady's my favorite quarterback,
Yep.
Of course, despite him, not being a fast guy and us having, different skill sets, I looked at his, his leadership and him being counted out. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't a top pick. He wasn't a guy that everyone, was like, yeah, he's the next this,
Absolutely.
And even when I became a quarterback, it was like, oh yeah, Gio's he's a receiver. He's good at receiver. You're just gonna run. Okay, cool.
Yep.
I had to develop this into, what I am today and what I'm still striving to be. But it's like, haters gonna hate, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Stats don't lie. Stats don't lie. Rings don't lie. So
like Julian Edelman was drafted as a quarterback in the 7th round and then became a receiver and one of the best.
Right.
And
like instant like
Isaiah Thomas, the young Isaiah Thomas. The Isaiah Thomas who played for the Celtics a few years ago was amazing. He was drafted last in the draft.
True.
He's 5 foot. He's 5'9", and like he's another guy who had that mentality for sure.
Yeah. Right. Balling. So yeah, like it's just, you know what I'm saying, it's all about the mindset, bro, and how you look at it. So that's what I think. Hello.
And not letting the fatigue set in. That definitely makes sense.
So how'd your football career begin? When did you start playing football?
Honestly, bro, when I was like 8 years old, bro.
Okay.
I was playing out of Charlestown, and it was literally like random because like my cousin was playing, like, and I didn't even know what was going on. I just went down to the field. I didn't know what was going on at the time, and I just see mad kids and I just see mad people. I'm like, yo, what the hell is this? Like a carnival or something like that? Like going on at this field, like, like a field day or something. He's like, no, it's a Pop Warner games or whatever. I'm like, oh, well, what's up? So my cousin, with my cousin, he just gets hella love, bro. He's like a star. Like he's, like everyone's like family is like giving him like high fives and just talking about him. He's getting shit free from the concession. I'm like, yo, who's like, what the hell? Like, you don't get treated like this, like at home, like, at your mom's house, like what's going on here? So I'm like, yo, it's just like star treatment he's getting. I'm like, I kind of like liked it,
right?
And then I just didn't know what went into getting that. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking you just sign up, you play, everyone just accepts you, get them in.
Right. It's that easy.
Bro, I signed up, so I get my ass smacked around, bro. I was on a line. I was on the offensive line. I was like an O lineman, bro. Like 8 years old and like no pounds.
Yeah.
Soaking like 0 pounds, bro. I was just like getting
goes
smoked.
Everybody else though. That's the best.
Bro, but not on this team because I wasn't even really? I was supposed to start in the E squad, and like they put me on like the D squad with like, and these kids were a little bigger than I was.
The weight limit's a little bumped up. Yeah. Right.
I was like an older, lighter type shit. You know what I'm saying? So I was getting smacked. I was getting smacked around, bro. So it was a bad situation. But so went from there. Then the following season, my mother sent me to a Chris Slade football camp at like Mount Ida College. So it was like a sleepover for like a week. Went there, stayed there. I was like up there with like, you had like a roommate and shit. So you like, just up there by yourself. Dope ass experience. I just, I actually told people I was Deion Sanders' nephew.
Ah, really?
At the time, I had like a Deion Sanders jersey.
Your last name is Sanders, right?
Exactly. So
yeah.
So this is true. This is a true story. This is how like I feel like the legend of Ocho began, because it was more or less like, when you kind of like need that support system, but like don't know where to get it from. You know what I'm saying? Except for like it's a mental thing, right? You gotta make yourself this person. You gotta but you gotta believe that situation, even if it's not true. So I'm like, all these kids or whatever, like, you know, we're all from different places and stuff. So I'm not going to see these kids really when I go home. So it's like,
Right.
kids from Natick, kids from Walpole, we're all scattered across the map.
So you can be whoever you want to these kids.
Wherever you, just like in college, right? You can be whoever you want to be.
I remember
right?
saying that when we went to college. I was like, we can reinvent ourselves when we go.
Bro,
like,
literally, right? You could be the
I
baddest
became the
motherfucker.
coolest.
Did you?
That's it. Oh, that's it. Oh, and see, smart man. You know what I'm saying? Smart man. He's like, yo, see you later. I'm like, out with the old and in with the new. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But yeah, bro. So I was like, I was wearing this jersey, and I just like it. I don't know. It kind of put this persona on me. You know what I'm saying? I started rolling down my socks, put my socks under my cleats. You know, like making it look like they were tapes. You know, just little subtle nuances. You know what I'm saying? Like holding the gloves down and shit. You know, I had a visor. So I'm like, all right, this is it.
That stuff was always intimidating. I played football in like high school.
Bro, it was.
You know when you come in looking like that you have to show out though.
Right, but you like he's like Owen said, you already have an advantage because they're already like a little
you see
shook.
people
Like,
with the gear, you're
already
like,
shook, right?
They must have a
you know
reason for all that gear, right?
Exactly.
Right. But then you got to prove it.
Exactly, when it doesn't mean a thing really, but then it was like I was actually showing out, so it was
right.
It played out, you know what I'm saying, in my favor because I was given the opportunities. I felt like by saying this, you know what I'm saying, and I don't know what the coaches were thinking about at that time. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they knew we were at a pro camp. It was a Chris Slade camp with Patriot players walking around and shit. So
Chris Slade?
Yeah, it was a Chris Slade football camp.
Oh, word.
So
that's a throwback name. I haven't heard that name in a while.
Bro, this is what I'm saying. I'm like 10 years old into this camp, bro.
Word.
You know, it was just wild, bro. Like just
to
have that experience.
Camp too.
Yeah, but it was like Pop Warner, and it was like Pop Warner up until I think you can be like a freshman, but then they were like you only played against like your age group. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But then like everyone had like different helmets because they came from different Pop Warner teams from like different states. I mean from all around like the city. So it was just like a melting pot, bro. Like I don't think they're gonna ever do something like this again. Maybe they still do.
I think they do one for high school kids at BC.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. I think I don't know if it still happens, but I know
for a Pop Warner though, like I'm still looking back on that. To be Pop Warner and have like full padded practices and like a full cafeteria to eat in and shit, it was kind of like a little advanced, like at
that
the time.
is advanced.
You know what I'm saying? So
like I've never heard of that young.
I think that experience, bro, that experience right there sparked me into wanting to continue to play football. So I grew up in Charlestown as a kid. So I went back to Charlestown, you know, like that summer. It started killing kids. Started getting busy because I'm like, you know what? I could keep this going. Like, because I didn't have to use Dion no more. It was like, you know, I am.
Yeah. Right.
So it was like, you know what I'm saying? Everything I do now is like, bro, you just do what you do and show out and you're going to get that love. And that's what I did. Played Pop Warner in Charlestown. Didn't play high school football. I didn't play high school football, bro, until like my junior year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Medford High. Yeah, because I was in and out of high school. I was moving around. So
okay.
I was like, I lived in Charlestown, went to high school there, and then when I left Charlestown to go to Medford, their credit system was different. So they wouldn't let me play like for a season. So I'm like, all right, fuck this. I'm not even gonna I'm not gonna practice. You know, they wanted me to practice still and do all that. I'm like, I'm not gonna practice.
Right.
So it was just the whole thing about them wanting me to play, and then me just focused on chicks and doing all this different shit, not caring. So I'm like, you know, junior year, right? So I'm like, junior year, all right, let me play. End up getting team MVP. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
Offensive MVP. Medford High, bro. Like,
so
graduated 2010.
Was it at that point you felt like that you could take it to a professional level, or was it earlier when you felt you loved it?
No, it was Pop Warner, bro. Pop Warner, I feel like I could take it to that level.
Okay.
So for those first 2 years of high school where you weren't playing,
I
feel like
I was playing Pop Warner still.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, I was playing Pop Warner just like as an older kid. I just wasn't playing high school because like high school was so
okay. So you were still playing.
Oh, there was no Pop Warner in our area, I don't think so.
Really?
Not for high school kids.
It was in middle school, it was by town.
No, it was you can play like in the inner city, like in Medford, because we played like Medford, Malden. It was like the greater Boston beat. So we played. It was like up to like 16. You can play up to like 16. Like up until a certain weight at 16.
Yeah.
So I was always like a slim dude. I was always a skill guy. So it was like me being 16 as a sophomore was nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? It was like, all right, bro, you can make the weight. You had to be like under
Right.
$170 or something like that. Like,
That's pretty easy in high school. Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
absolutely.
So, you know, so that was fun. But we played a team that was dudes were bigger. We made it to the playoffs my sophomore year for the Pop Warner team, and the other team was from South End. And they were huge.
Yeah.
They were like inner city Boston kids, and like I knew for a fact they were not our age.
Not making weight. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
because it was an away game for them, bro. And I already knew, like, you know, just all they got to do is come in with the uniform on. Yeah, that's so and so. That's so and so. So we got smacked. Lesson learned, and like I said, yeah, junior year, senior year, I started playing and team MVP, Greater Boston League, All Star, all that.
Word.
Went to college. 2 years out. Went to college in 2012 because I went to like Middlesex Community College.
Yeah.
Trying to get the GPA up. I was gonna go D1, trying to do all that type of shit, and then I broke my leg playing semi-pro. So I Gordon Hayward my shit though.
Oh man, was it that
So,
bad?
like,
It
my
looked
shit
like
was
that.
like, bro, my shit was like my foot was like behind my leg. Like
So
like
it looked like the Gordon Hayward.
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
wow.
Like I
What was
had
that
like I had
recovery
a,
like?
bro, it was hell. Like it was hell. Like, and this is what I'm saying. These are real
What was
facts.
it like? What was it like in the moment where you looked down and saw that? Like what was that like?
So when I grabbed my leg, right? So we're playing on grass. I'll never forget. I'm playing it in Newburyport too. So I hate Newburyport. If you know anyone there, tell him Ocho said he hates it. Okay.
Okay.
So I hate Newburyport.
Sound off in the comments if you hate Newburyport.
No, I'm just joking. I got friends there. I'm just saying, but you know that they're fair. Yeah, cut your grass. But yeah. So I looked and literally like my knees straight and my foot's just dangling. Like it's just, and I'm like, okay.
You probably feel like you're dreaming at that point.
And I panicked. The only time I panicked is when I looked at my sideline and all of them just like.
Yeah, you see the reaction of everyone else. That's
bro,
like
they all
even
like
more.
That's when I was like, okay, I'm good. They're like, yeah, you're gonna be good. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm like, yeah, I'm done, bro.
Wow.
So that was doctor comes in at that point. He's like, yo, yeah, he's not gonna be able to run for like 2 years or something like that. Run right for like 2 years, like walk probably for like a year.
And this is you were how old at this point?
At this point, bro, I want to say 21, about to be 21.
Damn.
Let's say, yeah, about to be 21 at that time. And
Damn.
It was right at the beginning of the summer. It was the first semi-pro game of the season. I was supposed to go to San Diego, junior college. Lost all that, you know, because I can't go because I broke my leg. So then it's like I'm, you know, hella depressed. I'm at the crib. No, you know, my phone's not ringing anymore. I'm not the guy I used to be. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know if I'll be able to be the guy I used to be.
Yeah.
And 2013 rolls around, like February, and I'm like, you know what? I need to get out of here. So I hopped on a plane for like 5 days and went down to California, Santa Barbara. And I fell in love with it, you know. Found a couple friends out there, like I met a couple guys that were training. I couldn't even show out. I couldn't even do anything. But I'm like, yo, I play football. And so, you know, they brought me to the coach, met the coach. And then everything was kind of falling into place. And then they were like, yo, we got a buddy that needs a roommate. And I'm like, yo, you know, okay, cool. Brought me to him. We chopped it, you know what I'm saying? And next thing you know, 2 weeks later, I'm on my way back out there. You know what I'm saying? Like to live, like to go to school.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I really just like pushed myself, bro, because it was like I couldn't even get rehab when I went to Santa Barbara because I wasn't in season. I had no insurance, like no insurance. My insurance wasn't covered in California because I was from Massachusetts.
Oh man.
So a lot of California hospitals wouldn't take mass health. They're not gonna be taking, you know what I'm saying? They're not taking that. So it's like I'm like, okay, all right, what do I do? You know, I had to YouTube things and you know go on Amazon and buy like little things to help me stretch my leg.
Yourself?
I PT'd myself, bro.
Wow.
Write a book on that. Oh my god.
Seriously.
It's there.
That's a whole that's multiple chapters right there.
Like it's for real. Like because
that's crazy.
I had no choice. Yeah, and I was playing on like 85%, bro. Like I would take my ankle up so high, I would get my ankle in season. So when we got into season, I was able to get more like rehab and stuff because I was, you know, I was able to go to the trainer. But from like February up until I want to say maybe like June, end of June. I couldn't get any type of treatment. I had to do everything myself, like go to the beach, just, you know what I'm saying, hit the sand, hit the water, you know what I'm saying, like whatever I could do just to, you know, get swelling down or whatever.
Salt water's supposed to help you like a lot. That's
it was good for anti-inflammatory, whatever. And it was just mainly just to get the muscles moving, you know, like that's why I was at the sand a lot, because running on hard surface, I couldn't flex my ankle. Like my shit was like, the whole thing about running and making sure you can be able to run properly and not hurt your knee after that.
Yeah.
That shit was, so I actually, like I said, I got filmed from Santa Barbara. Like, and my ankle was half, you know, not even fully healed. So, and I made like second all conference at receiver.
Wow.
That's incredible.
Skill.
You know?
So that time when you were down and you were thinking that you might not come back, what did you learn during that time? Like, how did that time help you kind of find yourself in other ways?
At that time specifically, bro, the biggest thing I learned was all I have is myself.
Right.
That's all I got is myself, right? That's all we really have at the end of the day. Like we can have family, we can have, you know, friends, we can have this, we can have that, you know, girlfriends, like, you know, whatever. Like at the end of the day, it comes down to you having your back, you know what I'm saying, more than anything, because we all get sidetracked with different things that we love, right? Like our families and our girlfriends and you know, work and this, that, and the third. But you got to also find that balance to yourself and making sure you like, yo, are you completely like and overly whelmed, you know, not overwhelmingly in love with yourself? You know what I'm saying? And it sounds selfish and it sounds like cocky and it sounds conceited, but it's like at the end of the day, bro, who's gonna love you more than you?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
and if you don't love you, no one else will, and that's true.
Right. So it's like
that's a fact.
Right. So like, I'm a guy where it's like I don't consider myself cocky. I consider myself super confident. I tell anybody I'm around, I got UC, and they're like, "Yo, what's that?" And I'm like, "It's the ultimate confidence." I'm not tripping off that. You know what I'm saying? This is just who I am. You know what I'm saying? Like this is really like that clear cut. So
you've proven to yourself multiple times that you can do anything you set your mind to.
Exactly. I can get myself out of that situation, even though it's not gonna be overnight. Shit is not overnight. You know what I'm saying? Because healing my leg was not overnight. That was not something that happened in 5 days. You know what I'm saying? That shit happened over 5 months, like past things. So it's I'm for the long game, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even when I make music, whatever I do with the fashion, everything is long term. So it's like we haven't dropped that much stuff even for the merch, because even right now it would be kind of like not, I want to say like no purpose to it, because, you know, there's always some way of, you know, to move the business forward. But I just feel like having people wear your merch in the house is not really helping the cause. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather have it on guys like you, right? But while you guys are able to be out networking, moving and shaking.
Right. Going to shows, yeah.
Going to shows, you know what I'm saying? Because being stagnant is only going to do so much.
Absolutely.
You know so it's like we want to spread it like water. Like that's just what it is. Like, because, you know, water is everywhere. So that's how you got to look at it. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to splash the drip. Okay, let's make water. Like, that's
right.
We don't make everything.
Someone recently told us, they said they kept seeing our name and we were thinking like, we're doing our job right.
That's facts.
Yeah.
We want
right.
We want to be everywhere.
I was like, that's what you want to hear, yeah.
You want to, man. You know what I'm saying? And then in a positive light too. So that's, you know what I'm saying, that's what really, like, that's a huge thing that stands out for you guys. And me meeting you guys first time right here, I already know you guys are good dudes. You know what I'm saying? Just by the energy. You know
likewise,
so,
man. Likewise.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, look, this don't even feel like an interview. You know what I'm saying?
That's how,
you know what I'm saying?
That's how we want it to feel, though. We've talked about that. Like, this shouldn't feel like an interview. It shouldn't feel like an obligation, like something that you got to come do at this time. Like, it should just feel like we're hanging out. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, that's kind of how we want it to be. That makes it more organic.
Right. I gotta appreciate that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know.
Absolutely. So you dropped the Sports 8 obviously in 2018. Yep. You've been dropping a lot of singles since then. Yeah.
I did the West Side single with my homeboy Lavish.
I love that song. Like, I love that. That's the one I played for Owen earlier. We were vibing to that one. I love that track.
Yeah, we got the visual, you know what I'm saying, coming, so you might have to get a cameo. You know what I'm saying? You might have to get that cameo. You heard?
Absolutely.
Are you a
us up.
theater?
You know what I'm
Are you a
saying?
theater
Get that.
guy at all? Like, are you
Bro,
into West Side? I mean, of course.
listen. Of course, I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm a well-rounded artist. Like if you know what I'm saying, like if you guys, if we sit down one day, bro, y'all just listen to my catalog, like that's outside of the sports tape. I got R&B. I got like I got a new artist that's coming out. You know what I'm saying? And she's a female artist, and she's hard, bro. And she's singing. She's up there. She's up there with like I ain't gonna say Adele, because you know what I'm saying, Adele's different, but she's gonna be the Adele of Boston, if anything. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm gonna make sure of that. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
Even better.
But yeah,
So
man, like, go ahead.
I was gonna say, how important is that to you to put on other artists who you see talent in and who deserve that recognition?
It's huge. It's huge because it's like, for me, I don't need, like I said, I'm a walking brand myself, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like if I find somebody, if I know somebody, bro, that has a talent that needs to be showcased, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna use my resources to elevate it. You know what I'm saying?
That's it. That's what we're trying to do. Hell yeah.
Right. Just pull up and show out. That's it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just pull up and show out. So even touching on that, like I held my first show last year, Ocho and Friends. I had a couple of my homeboys. I had one of my homeboys come through from the Mass Music podcast. So he came through, and he does like Mass Music Radio. He does.
Yeah. Absolutely, I've heard of them. Yeah, shout out Mass Music.
Yeah, my homie Schlo over there. You know what I'm saying? That's my guy. He came through. You know what I'm saying? He blessed the situation. I had it live. I had the music going live. You know what I'm saying? Like throughout his campus radio and shit. So that was fire. I always like to incorporate things, you know what I'm saying? So if I have an event where I feel like I can bring y'all out whenever we can get the social distance shit rocking,
right?
Back to a somewhat normal pace,
right?
Like, then we'll make it work. You feel me? Because like I said,
absolutely.
I feel like y'all got the good enough energy, bro, to be holding, you know what I'm saying, your own shit. You know what I'm saying? At something live. You know what I'm saying? Doing it live at a show. Like,
absolutely, man. We can't wait for this shit to be over so we can start getting out with people again and working.
Yeah, herd immunity. Start coughing on each other. Everyone just gets sick.
That's
so
what
we
I'm
get
saying.
herd immunity.
Is that how it works?
Right.
From what I understand,
I think we're good. I think we're good, bro.
I think we're good.
Once 50% of the population has caught it and gotten the antibodies, then it's like, the rest of you don't worry about it.
Like, bro, we got people wearing masks in the car, bro. Come on, I'm not like.
I
think that's a force, yeah.
Like,
I don't
force,
get that,
bro.
I see that when I'm on the road. I see people wearing masks.
Windows
You're
up.
by yourself. You're by yourself.
I take them off in the parking
Like, are you wearing it in the house?
Right,
too?
yeah, like
right.
I get it, like the parking lot or something, like, but come on, bro, in the house though, bro, I mean, in the car, man, no. I'm like, my dude, nobody gonna come and cough in your face with your window down, like,
right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? If they do, you probably hanging on, like, you know what I'm saying, Mass Ave or something. But
it's funny, true. Like,
keep your windows up over Mass Ave, bro.
Yeah, no, nobody puts their windows down on Mass Ave.
It is really funny to think like how extremely cautious people are about touching anything right now. But like how sometimes like you just like maybe drop something on like the table at Chipotle and like maybe still eat it. Like it's like, oh my God, like that's a public area.
Right.
And you think about what is going on. You know what I mean?
Did we think about touching anything before?
Never.
Not really.
Oh my God.
Not
really.
At all.
Not at all, bro.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all. Now you think about everything you touch when you're out in public. You're
but
like,
it doesn't even. It's not even like, bro. We're already immune to that shit. Like, we're human. Like,
right.
Like, I'll be bugging out
yeah.
if it was an airborne type sickness where it was just like literally like you come outside and like it's like a flesh-eating disease,
like the Andromeda strain just coagulates all your blood at once. I don't like that.
I don't like that
exactly.
Either. I don't like that. That's a fact. I'm all set. Yeah, man.
I forget what
I was saying before, since the sport tape, you've dropped a bunch of singles. So when are you planning on dropping a project, if you are planning on dropping one?
The sport tape 2's in the works right now. So I'm just, like I said, like this pandemic, I probably wasn't gonna drop like a tape like this summer anyway. Just because I still want to unroll some videos. You know what I'm saying? I still feel like you guys deserve some videos like Sport Tape 1. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I just feel like the things that are gonna, come off that is more like it's gonna make a storyline. So the Sport Tape 2 is gonna be like the whole tape from beginning to end is gonna be like a visual. You know what I'm saying? So everything's playing off of one. So it's like episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, episode 4, you know, and so on. You know what I'm saying? Like of that sport tape too. So
Right.
And then every visual is pretty much just is keyed on that situation, moving into the next. It's gonna tell you a story. It's gonna bring you along. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be real engaging. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So we got some shit because I'm working with like real dudes that shoot like real movies right now. So it's like
Word.
I'm not even trying to do music videos. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to take it like to a whole
Yeah.
different level. You know?
And
Yeah.
if it has that depth, like it gives it a good rewatchability. Like it's not
Right,
like a type of music video where like, yeah, everyone's like in this particular
Yeah.
area.
No, it's
just
something where literally like you have to sit down and like watch it for 12 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to sit there and just watch
That's
it play
dope.
out. Just watch it play through. You feel me? Because
That's
like
awesome.
I'm gonna drop like the little snippets here and there, but as a collective, it's gonna be unraveled as one. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
Yep.
it'll be like you got to go watch that visual to even hear the music. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I'm gonna drop. Apple just started this thing that I just recently seen from like another artist that mainstream artists are doing it now, where they had the video on Apple Music.
Yeah.
So like I'm gonna just release it like that. It'll just be released just as a visual, but you can still play the whole thing out as well. So
that's dope.
you gotta we got some things, bro. We got some things. Like I said, I got some shit I did last night, bro. If y'all want to hear something, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I don't
Yeah.
know. Are you trying to give the viewers a sneak
Yeah,
peek?
let's
Or is this
Yeah, I'm
just
not-
a
yeah,
little
I'm not-
exclusive?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, I'll play it. I'll play something.
All right. We do have to talk about your clothing line too at some point.
Okay.
You just got so much shit going on. You got to
I
get
know.
But yeah, I did want to ask you about nutrition. I did mention this a little bit earlier and how it definitely. I mean, it's going to affect obviously athletics. Like when you're playing, you need to have protein and the right balances of vitamins and stuff. I'm sure you're using and like electrolytes and stuff. I've mentioned it before in past episodes, like how they get real scientific with it in like UFC weight cutting and stuff like that. But obviously, there's just like bodybuilding and recovery and keeping your body like in maintenance mode basically like throughout the season and stuff. So I wanted to ask you, like, are there certain meals that you typically go for? Like, is there something you follow, or do you just like work within certain rules and it's not as rigid as like you'd think, I guess?
It was like I want to say it took a minute for me to figure out like what my body needed. You know what I'm saying? Like on a consistent basis, because it was like I would eat something and I'd be like, all right, I feel good. I'd eat something else and like, damn, I kind of feel like shitty. But it's like maybe you know what I'm saying. So I was trying to figure out,
Right.
like, was it portions? Was it like this type of like, what was it? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it really got down to like I was eating like a lot of steak. I was eating like a lot of steak, like a lot, because I love steak. I'm a steak guy. You feel me? Like
It's amazing.
so,
Yeah.
Who isn't?
It
Yeah.
is. They're different cut. You feel me? Like different cuts. Like, bro, you can't go wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
Get some
right.
prime, the right butcher.
Oh,
They
bro,
got it.
You know, come on, bro. Garlic butter smothered, bro. Like, come on, you
Mm.
can't. Like, you know what I'm
Is there
saying?
another way? Yeah.
Right. So I'm like, I'm doing that, and I'm just feeling sluggish, like at games. Like, I'm just like, yo. Halftime comes and I'm just like, yo, sweating, like heavy. You know what I'm saying? Like my arms are sweating, and I'm just like, this is crazy. And then one of my buddies, he was like, yo, like, and he was a bigger guy, but he was like, yo, have you tried like, what you've been eating? Have you been trying like eating like fish and eating more fish and eating this, that, and third? And I'm like, nah, I love fish, but like I usually eat it like fried. He was like, nah, you need to be eating like salmon and like, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Even like, shrimp, or you could even eat like shellfish, just to even like balance that crave of like having a high protein, right?
Yeah, it's
Of, like,
good
a
lean
steak.
protein. in
Right, you know what I'm
seafood,
saying?
Yeah.
Exactly. So you can get the same with like 8 pieces of shrimp, 10 pieces of shrimp, like, jumbo shrimp is like gonna give you the same effect, you know what I'm saying? But it's a lot cleaner because you felt like, damn, this is not weighing on my body. You know what I'm saying? But I'm getting the same energy from it. It's not weighing on my body that heavy. And I'm not just eating shrubs, So like,
Yeah.
I just, so for me, it was trying to find that balance of like, all right, what do I need here? What I need here. So I just cut out like a lot of the steak and I was just on seafood. I've been on seafood all year so far. Like,
Oh, awesome.
I'm not gonna say I don't eat like a burger and shit. Like I'll eat like a burger at like a cookout or something like that, or like a hot dog. But like I won't like have like a full meal of like that. You know what I'm saying? It'll be like pasta, and then like I said, a lot of seafood. I've been eating like salmon almost every other day, crab legs, lobster, like you know what I'm saying?
The best, yeah.
The best, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like if I want to be the best, I gotta put the best shit in my body.
Absolutely,
You know?
absolutely.
No shortcuts. You know.
Is that another thing you admire about Brady? Because he's obviously very serious about that stuff.
For sure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That
He's
the
got the
pliability,
T12
bro.
method.
Like,
Yep.
yeah, bro. He's a god, bro. Like he's definitely a god because it's like.
Do you eat nightshades?
Do I eat what?
Nightshades, tomatoes,
that?
and mushrooms. No,
Yeah,
it's like it's a category he considers too inflammatory. Apparently.
Yeah, I know he doesn't eat tomatoes. Yeah.
Nah, I don't like tomatoes. I mean,
Okay.
ketchup counts, and I'm probably like, you know, being hypocritical, but
Yeah.
okay, you know, I'm not guzzling down bottles of ketchup. Either.
Yeah.
So nah, I'm not gonna say I like really rock with tomatoes anyway because them shits fuck up sandwiches.
Yeah.
Like,
I agree. I never want tomatoes on my sandwich.
It just gets it soggy, bro, and then like
fact.
then like the rim of the fucking thing is still hard. You know?
Yeah.
Come on, what's the point of that? So
yeah.
I am a tomato guy. Maybe not on a sandwich. I'll eat them like an apple. I like tomatoes.
Really?
Yeah.
You're different, Owen.
Yo.
With some salt and pepper.
Okay,
dude,
Owen.
With
For
some salt and
reference,
pepper.
I have 9 tomato plants growing in the backyard right now.
No, but you're the first person I've ever heard of that eats it like an apple. Like that's
right.
All right, folks.
Who does
tell
that?
me if this isn't good. Anyone
yeah, sound
listening?
off in the comments if
With
you eat
pepper?
tomatoes
With
like an
pepper?
apple.
Salt. I put salt, and then I
You're
eat it.
crazy. No, you're crazy.
Bro,
Buddy.
you have to do it. Or
You're
take tomato
crazy, though.
slices, put it in vinegar, mix it up with some cucumber slices, eat it all like it's like with a vinegar dressing.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
You are
Not bad.
different. That's for
Not
sure.
bad.
Let me tell you, I'm a
It's
healthy
not bad,
boy.
though.
I'm a healthy boy.
There you go. There you go. There you go. There you
Uh,
go. I
I always pester people about what they eat because I really do think like it weighs you down. Like you were saying,
Yeah.
like if you're eating steak or like too many carbs, I'm a mac and cheese guy. I love
Okay.
mac and cheese. So if
Big
I go,
mac and cheese or Kraft mac and cheese?
so I'm not a big
What are we talking
guy.
about?
If it's got the crust on top, I'm not as big on
You
it.
don't
I
even
some
need it. You don't
cream.
need. You don't need the crust on it. You don't need the crust on it. It's gonna be smooth. You just gotta have the right. You gotta have the right person make it.
So
know what I mean?
I will say if there's like a good crumble.
If you
of,
ever
like,
come to
Ritz
Medford,
crackers,
if you're ever in the Medford area, hit my line, bro. I'll bring you to the neighborhood kitchen, and I'll give you some fire eats, bro. Because I'm a good eats connoisseur, bro, for sure. You know what I'm
Okay, shout out Andy. He's my homie in Medford. We make beats
Okay.
together sometimes.
Okay,
We're doing
okay.
this.
Okay. Shout out Andy. Andy, what's
Shout
up?
out Andy.
You know what I'm saying?
Andy
We're coming out to
Robinson.
Medford.
You know?
Yeah.
Okay, pull up. Be out here.
I'm
Mac and
excited.
cheese. Baked
I-
mac and cheese.
If you are looking for a great mac and cheese, Quincy Fat Cat, another
Okay.
great mac and cheese.
All
Shout
right.
out the fat cat.
But just to
Okay.
like round it back, as far as like comfort foods go, it's personally super hard to avoid. So I commend you for like finding the right lane of foods. And I'll
Takes a
go
lot
and
of discipline to eat right.
Yeah.
It
and,
does,
and
man.
do you kind of find
It really
yourself
does.
like into recipes at all, or do you usually like?
I'm
Just go
big
for
on
the
it, bro.
raw.
Like I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Like I watch cooking shows. Like I really watch like Ramsay. Like I'll go watch like shit,
He's
like,
the best,
see-
isn't he?
I would go see how he would like make some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, you know.
I watch the Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart cooking show. That's my favorite.
Okay. I can't with them, bro.
It's too funny.
Snoop
It's
just
too
be
funny.
Like, he be like picking on Martha too much, and she don't even be getting it. And I be
No,
feeling
that's
so,
the thing. She doesn't
Right.
understand like what he's even talking
right.
about most
And
of the time.
I'm like cringing because I'm like, yo, bro, this is. I'm like, come on, Snoop.
Yeah.
So you know,
That's
I-
funny though.
I love Gordon. He's big on his risotto. If you got that wrong, you're in
if
trouble.
you fuck up the risotto, you don't fuck up the risotto.
I
Facts.
want 3 beautiful risottos, is what he often says.
Yeah.
He's kind of a dick sometimes.
Yeah.
That's a character. He
That's-
wants what he
yeah.
wants.
You need
He
that
has to
mindset.
be.
You
You're
need
right,
that.
you're right.
You need that. You know
It's
what
like
I'm saying?
John
You gotta bring
Taffer
some
on
shit.
Bar Rescue. He's the same way.
He actually reminds me of
Okay.
shout out Coach McClune, coach, just an old football coach. Shout out Coach
Yeah.
McClune.
Owen played a little football in
Yeah,
high school.
reminded me
Okay.
of-
Okay.
Yeah.
One little foosball. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like to have fun. I dabble
Alright.
sometimes.
I feel you.
More of a rugby guy though. He played a
I
lot of
am more-
rugby.
I am more a rugby guy. Actually, I was gonna ask you if you there's a few guys that I'd played on a Cape league with. I don't know if there's probably more leagues in between here and the Cape and Boston, but I know a couple of those guys did play semi-pro. So we'll name drop a little bit later.
Yeah. Got you. You know that they know me. I'm pretty sure.
I'm sure they do.
I'm positive.
You know what I mean? Because I don't be just rapping. I really be balling. So it's that's my love, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's my thing. So like
that's why
I'm serious about it. So
yeah.
And I did have just one last thought about food. Do you in those recipes? Do you make sure to balance like all of your vegetables, like to get your vitamins and everything, or do you supplement at all as well?
No. I mean, I just eat what I like. You know what I'm saying? So like I'll eat like asparagus. You know, I have my corn. You know what I'm saying? Like my string beans and shit. You know, but like
pretty much covers it.
Right. I just feel like you know what I'm saying? Like it's not too much, too crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and a lot of purists will say like you pretty much get all your stuff from food. Like so vitamins are a little bit of a myth. But if you're not eating like all the a good balance, and it sounds like someone like you who's dialed in like what makes me feel good, what doesn't make me feel good. Like these are you don't really need the vitamin supplements.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like everyone is a unique, right? Everyone's there, you know, a unique person. So it comes down to whatever you're gonna do, bro, you gotta find what's right for you.
Right. Exactly. Like, you can't follow like some people. They just follow like these routines that someone else put out. You know, some famous person who's in really good shape.
Right.
They put out their routine online, and people try to follow it, you know, verbatim. But it's like you don't have the same body, you don't have the same metabolism. You know, you're not the same person.
Yeah, it's true.
So you got to right. You got to work based on you got to figure out what works for you, basically.
Sure. But
so your clothing line.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Ambitionaire, right?
Ambitionaire, yes, sir. It's actually I'm a co-founder, so it's me and my cousin. Shout out my cousin Marshall. I'm saying he'll see this, but you know he's a co-founder. He's the one that came up with the name, you know, initially for the brand. I had like my own idea of a clothing brand, and I was gonna call it Turf Gods, and I just looked at it as not being a good business move, trying to like brand two different things, and while I'm trying to help, you know, my family, you know what I'm saying, trying to have my boy and shit. So it's like, all right, I'll tuck this away, figure out something how to utilize that later on. But right now, I'm gonna solely, you know, catch flight with bro and help him. So the first couple of shirts we had, I was just wearing the shit. I'm wearing it going out. So it's like I'm wearing it going out. I'm promoting it like, yo, this is my shit. People are like, yo, that shit's fire. And slowly, just by me wearing it, you know what I'm saying, and of course us pushing it on the back end to, you know, other friends and individuals, it kind of snowballed, you know, because we're hitting it from different angles. You know, like I'm hitting dudes on a football field. I got football players wearing it. Now I'm at the shows. I got, you know, guys over there.
And someone like you're in a lot of different networks, so you can spread that, you know, by word of mouth.
That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like if you rock with me, the way I rock with them, it shouldn't be that hard of a problem. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be like, you know what I'm saying? It should be easy. So because everybody benefits off it. It's not like okay, boom, whatever we do, we got this event. Cool. This event is gonna benefit everybody else that doesn't know each other to come and have a place to know each other. You know what I'm saying? Like people don't understand the longevity of things. How can you get somewhere if you can't build it? It's not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? It's not. I'm not saying you got to go out there and just beg people, oh, I need your help. Nah, you don't. But everybody needs somebody. It's a fact.
Right.
It's a fact. Like you're gonna need somebody to put. You know what I mean? So, how I look at it, like overall, like with the industry, is just like some don't know how to build those pieces and really like see long term. That's all I'm saying. Is long term. Everybody wanted now. The now shit is so like, you know what I'm saying? Like it washes out everything that's pure because people buy streams and people buy this and people, you know what I'm saying, buy fucking followers, you know, like whatever they do to look the part. Right,
and that ties in with Eric comes full circle with you mentioning things being organic. Like you're not just hawking merchandise to anyone who may just by chance buy it. like creating these roots with people who they see you wearing it and they appreciate it and they want it themselves, and then it kind of snowballs, like you said, and it becomes something else. And when you have
It becomes something more than just an object to people, more than just a T-shirt or a hat.
Yeah, and it exponentially grows because those 50,000 fake followers will give you no interaction. But if you have 5,000 real followers who tell all their friends, like, this guy's really good, that could be 15,000 really quick. Like, it definitely can snowball. Yeah. And it's one of those things that, like, keeping your eye on the prize, like, it's not just about those, like, numbers of, like, oh, yeah, 50,000, like, oh, look how big I am. But it's, like, one of those things, like, getting the right people to like what you're doing and seeming genuine about it. And I think that, like, you have captivated that perfectly in, like, both of your lanes here with the sports and music, and taking the clothing into it. And also growing the business, which I think a lot of people quit quickly. And, like, through sports and music, things don't happen right away. So it takes work, and you have to put it in. And people often think, like, I'll just start a business, I'll get an LLC. And now you're doing it and you owe money to the government. And it's just like, you haven't done anything.
And you're
like,
sitting on shit. Like, for what? And that was, touching on why, like, 2018, I came out, I wanted to solidify all my business first. So if anybody out there that doesn't know, if you ain't here before, go get a BMI, go get your shit. You know what I'm saying? Go get your distribution. You know what I'm saying? Make sure your paperwork, you know what I'm saying, solidified. Make sure you know your splits. Make sure you're asking for splits. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's things that people got to understand. You know what I mean? Like, you got to have the business first. Anybody can get up and say they can rap or drop a song on SoundCloud.
Right.
But what happens if somebody, you use that song and it's tagged a certain way, where now somebody's trying to sue you for something, you don't know how to counter sue, or you're not really prepared to even fight that. You ain't know. So it's bigger than you know what I'm saying? It was just like with anything, bro. It's like you got to really do your homework. So I felt like me doing that, watching for a little bit, or even watching for all those years I wasn't out moving and shaking and rapping and doing shows, I feel like it kind of gave me an advantage because I get to see, okay, cool, this is how this goes, or this is how I can do this, or that. But even still, when I got into it, I still made my mistakes. I was still paying money for shows that because they had a little dirt on the cover. Like, when am I doing that? And then I see somebody else in there that I know, and he ain't paying nothing. So I'm like, you feel me? These are real life situations that you got to understand that. Now this can be I can take this somewhere totally different because I'm feeling legit, right? So now I could be on some different like, yo, hold on. And I come with a bunch of football players. We're not worried about picking shit up and putting it down. We're not worried about that. So it was more or less like, nah, this is business. You got to take that on the chin, bro. And, you know what I'm saying? Move accordingly.
Right.
So,
learn from it, bro. You know
what I'm saying? And that's what I really take, like, from every day, bro. It's just with this shit. It's like, nothing's going to be perfect.
No mistakes, just lessons.
That's it. And there's no right or wrong way.
Yep.
Do you. Trust your process. You feel me?
Yeah,
absolutely.
And so many successful people say, like, they failed so many times, and, like, it's about
you have to.
I mean, Thomas Edison, he found 1,000 ways not to make a light bulb. I'm sure I've said this before. Super fun.
You know how many game winners Michael Jordan missed? Like, a lot. It was a lot, but he made a lot too, because he never let the misses get to him.
No, not at all. Never.
Do you have marital problems? Nah, I'm just kidding. Oh man.
That was an awful dad joke. That was horrible. Oh my god.
I shouldn't have done it, dude. I shouldn't have done it.
So I'm assuming Ocho comes from your football number, which is 8.
Yeah.
So is there any reason you like number 8, or is it just number you?
It was. I started playing Pop Warner. There was a dude named Anthony Madison at the time, and he had passed away, but there was an award that was dedicated to him for, like, the most outstanding player for, like, the program. So I ended up getting this award one year in Charlestown playing Pop Warner.
Okay.
And his number was 8.
Yep.
So like, my thing was telling his mother from that point on, like, I'm always with his number.
Wow, that's awesome.
So it was, you know what I'm saying? And then the only time I didn't wear it is when I went to college, because I got kind of, like, fucked on that. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was more or less a favorite type thing. Like, I got there, my QB at the time was wearing that number 8, but my QB was also my roommate.
Mm-hmm.
So he's willing to change his number. He's like, yeah, I want 1 or 2 or whatever. He's saying one of those 2 numbers. Coach didn't let him change the number. So I'm wearing 85.
Wow.
I'm wearing 85. It just
As a quarterback?
He was like that, bro. Like he was just
Wait, you were wearing 85 as a quarterback?
No, I wasn't a quarterback in college. I was a receiver.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah, I was I started playing quarterback in 2015 when I came home from Cali. Because nobody in the state could throw me the ball. I was dusting corners.
So you had never played quarterback before that?
No, like just pick up.
Just pick up, yeah. But you obviously you knew you had an arm. You knew you could play the position.
I would always like outthrow my quarterbacks and stuff.
Right.
I would challenge them to like throw.
So you knew like you had potential to play that position.
But it was more or less like from Pop Warner to high school, like not having an offensive line. Like I'm not trying to get smacked every play.
Yeah.
Like even playing running back doesn't really help my cause. You know what I'm saying? Like, but like it's like all right, I'm getting a
running back's tough if you don't have an offensive line.
Yeah, but I was getting jet sweeps and bubble screens and things like to get me on the perimeter. You know what I'm saying? And let me like get against these other guys my size. So
yeah.
Not too bad though. It was definitely fun while it lasted. I guess playing receiver, but I'd much rather navigate the game because I feel like if I got the ball in my hands, I control everything. Yeah. And like I said, I bet on myself. I trust me. So
right.
Like,
if you can't bet on yourself, who can you bet on?
Nobody, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why they call it a gamble.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's not a gamble if you bet on yourself. You know what I'm saying? How? You're the only one that's going to think about it. You drowning. Who going? You know what I'm saying? Who the only person that can help you? Like
right.
At that point.
It's not a forgiving world. Yeah, you got to bet for yourself.
Right.
Depending on the situation, So gotta be, bro. You gotta go, bro. You gotta make it happen. No one's gonna come and get us.
So how'd you end up with the Idaho Horsemen?
They came and got me.
Yeah.
I just said right when I said no one's gonna come and get you, they came and got me. But I did my own marketing with that. I put my own film together, and then I started just adding coaches on Facebook.
Yeah.
And then I used Facebook strictly as just my recruiting tool. I would add all the coaches that knew each other, and then once they added me back, they're seeing like we have mutual friends, and all your mutual friends are other coaches. I started kind of like a bidding war.
Yeah.
Like
okay.
Like without even really having any like foot in the door. I just had had some highlights from arena, from like, the little seasons I had. I put them together well. I made good plays. And I just said, "Yo, I'm a free agent. And kept it moving. I said I almost got picked up by Selena in Kansas, Selena Liberty. I was talking to the Jacksonville Sharks, and also the Tampa Bay Storm. So it was a few teams that I was trying to, get on before I even looked into Idaho. And then a buddy of mine I played with last year was like, "Yo, Idaho, this team of Idaho wants you." And I'm like, "Idaho? What are you talking about?" I'm like, "Where's Idaho?" And he's like, "Yo, Boise." I'm like, Boise. Bluefield, Boise? He goes, "Yeah."
Bluefield. That's what I think of when I think of Boise. I think of the Bluefield.
That's it. That's what most guys, that know sports think about. So
right.
I'm like, all right. I looked into it, and I'm like, damn, these dudes are at first. I'm like, they went undefeated. And I'm like, damn, they won a championship. And I'm like, okay, and that was their first year.
Yes, that's crazy. They won a championship their first year.
First year, bro. First season, undefeated.
That's nuts.
Like they were averaging like over 2,500 people a game.
Wow.
So it's like I need that. You know what I'm saying? I want to be in front of 2,500 people because of my brand. So it's like
right.
My coach, he's cool dude, super down to earth. You know what I'm saying? Hella business oriented. So he was like, he was on agreement like with everything I want to come do. So he was
right.
You want to do this? You want to do that? Cool. Let's make it work. So
right. Because you seem like the kind of dude who wants that spotlight, and to be in an organization where you're going to have that spotlight on you, they need to know that they're going to have someone who can handle that,
Right.
and you kind of project that, you can kind of feel just by talking to you that you'd be comfortable playing in front of 2,500 people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Appreciate it. Yeah. I mean, you have to be, man, because if not,
right.
especially in football, bro, you get whacked real quick.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, I'd rather be on the field playing than be on the sideline, you know what I'm saying, cheering. So I'm going to make the best of it every time I suit up. You know what I mean? You're never going to really see me take a play off. Like,
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Plus, I'm a guy that I'm a sharpshooter, bro. So I'm out there talking shit to guys, like, yo, asking why they on the field, because I know they want to kill me. They want to kill me from the quarterback. So it's like but I'm bringing the smoke too. So it's like, it's fun, bro. I enjoy it.
That's
I enjoy
great.
the music. I enjoy the sports, bro. And then, of course, with the fashion, you know what I'm saying? That's just dope to be able to have something that you did with your hands outside of not saying that, football and music, I don't get that with my hands as well. But just
so
having
are
an
you
idea.
tailoring these clothes yourself?
I mean, we're like in the process of doing that now. Like, I've been trying to learn how to sew and stitch.
Okay.
Like, kind of, like I've been really, you know what I'm saying? Because I told you, like, I'd rather know everything than know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Then just bring it to this person and just have them do it. Now,
Exactly.
I want to know the dimensions. I want to know where the seam is, like what this, you know what I'm saying? Like what this fabric is. Like I want to know everything. So.
Yeah, and that way you'll get a better price if you ever do end up outsourcing. Like you understand what the labor's worth. And
right.
Like
right.
that
Absolutely.
definitely makes sense. Someone couldn't fleece you like, oh, this is what it costs.
But it's not even like I gotta do that because it's like whatever I learn, I'm teaching other people. So then they work under me. I'm not even, you know what I'm saying? Then I become the factory.
Right.
That's true. Yeah, you're the gatekeeper there.
You know what I'm saying? I tell any girl that I talk to that want to hang out with me, I'm like, yo, I ask them a simple question. I'm like, yo, would you rather me take you out to get some fish or take you to go, you know what I'm saying, catch some fish? And they're like, oh, I never did that. I'm cool with you just taking me to go get some. And I'm like, all right, see, shorty, like you're not really like built on life skills. You know what I'm saying? You real dependent. You dependent.
Nothing to do with the process. You just want the outcome. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. You dependent.
So that's how you weed them out.
Real quick.
That's funny.
Quick.
Oh my God.
It's just like, yo, is your shorty gonna be there helping you set the equipment up?
Right.
Or she want to hit
does she want to put the work in, or does she just want to reap the benefits? You know
what I mean? Yeah. Like, I tell my friends, he got a podcast, he doing his thing. Yeah, okay, but what you talking about? You mad that I'm up at 2 a.m. You know what I'm saying? Getting it done, editing.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep.
So it's like
you gotta expect it. This is what it is. Comes with the package.
This is what it is. Come with it. You know what I'm saying? I need you. You know what I'm saying? I need to get with it. Grab that camera over there, shorty. Grab that camera. Like, you know what I'm saying? Set something up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you can't be with anyone who's trying to take away from the things that make you happy and the things that fulfill you. You know what I mean? If working on a podcast and editing the podcast at 2 a.m. is what makes me happy, is what fulfills me, then you should be okay with that.
Right. Especially plus that's where your money gonna be coming from. So it's like
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So how you gonna get mad at a brother going to work? You know, it's like it just be crazy, bro. But they don't see it though. They don't see it though. They don't, because it's not right now, right? It's not right now. They don't understand the longevity of it. Yeah. It's like money don't appear, but guarantee you keep going on a steady pace, 2, 3, 4, 5 months. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna see what it is. You're gonna see what it is, bro. Like I'm telling you, it's like that. You know, like if I stopped this music stuff a long time ago when people said no to me, we wouldn't be having this interview.
No, you wouldn't have got a million streams on the sport tape.
Not gonna get a million streams, bro. Not on Spotify. Right. I'll be paying for it on SoundCloud. Right. Like the rest of these clowns.
Right.
No offense. But hey, if you feel that way, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? Do better.
Yeah. You know right.
Is what it is.
How did that feel to get a million streams? That's a big accomplishment.
It felt dope, but I'm a natural competitor and an athlete. Yeah. So it's like
you just want more.
I want more.
Right.
And I'm like, well, I touched that.
One championship is not enough. You want to fill your fingers with rings. You want, exactly. That's another Brady quote. Another Brady quote. Which championship is your favorite? The next one.
I'm Tom Brady on the mic, bro.
Absolutely.
I'm Tom Brady.
That's the mentality you have to have. And Tom Brady went to work every day like he had to be his best, or else he was going to lose his job. Like that's pretty much what it was. You know.
And now look at him reinvent himself. Look at him now. And again, about to get
43 years old, still playing.
About to get jiggy on us, bro. It's crazy.
It's going to be interesting to see how he does. What are your predictions?
Oh, they're definitely going 12-4. They're definitely 12. They're definitely
the Bucks. You think so?
Yeah, 13. How many games? 16 total games, right?
16.
16. Yeah. I'll say 13-3, bro.
Wow.
You got to think about this. Mike Evans is already a dog. Right. I got to watch more good.
And they have a good defense too.
Yeah, they're young and they go and play harder now. Because you know you're going to get numbers. You're going to get touchdowns.
Well, they have to play harder now. Brady's gonna make them play harder.
Gonna. So everything's elevated, and then you got, what I'm saying? Like I said, the big guy, 87, you know what he do.
Yeah.
Like regardless,
we'll
bro,
see. He's been off for a year, but we'll see.
That's scary. That's the scary part.
Right.
Because
he's had time to heal. He's healthy.
Right. But even the season when they went on the chip against the Rams, he was still killing dudes all year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He didn't really get hurt. They used him like spirit. They used him the right way. Like, they didn't overuse him. You know what I'm saying? They sprinkled other guys in the mix, the running backs. And so, doing that, bro, like you're going to get some longevity. But, you know what I'm saying? Going to Florida, you're also going to get rejuvenation. You're not playing in the cold.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So.
And you're not playing, under Bill Belichick. It's like it's more freedom. You get to have more fun.
Yeah, he's a coach. He's a LeBron. Tom Brady's on that LeBron shit right now.
Right. Brady got to the point where he was like, I don't need this guy. I don't need Belichick anymore. Telling me what time I need to wake up in the morning. Telling me telling me all these things about how I need to proceed. Like, I've been doing this for 20 years. Like, I know what I'm doing now. So he kind of got to that point where he was sick of Belichick for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
But it's going to be an interesting football season. I can't wait.
Right. I'm just waiting for them boys to open up, like, practice. I'm trying to hop the fence. You know what I mean?
There you go.
I'm telling you, because I'm a juke all the security. I'm gonna just throw a pass to somebody, and it's gonna be on the money.
So
what's that movie where that happens, where the kid throws the ball back into he catches a home run, and he throws it back, and then they're like, "Whoa, you could be a pitcher," and then he comes into the play.
I don't know.
It's not Angel in the outfield. Right?
I was gonna say, is that Angels in the outfield? Am I
right? Because that's a banger. Like Angels in the outfield.
That might be.
I don't know. Maybe.
Wasn't there an Angels in the infield too? There's like a bunch of them. I don't know.
I don't know, but yeah, no, that would be sick though if you like jumped in and you just like hit him with a hard pass and he's like, "You're in. Take me."
What do you think about?
Me and Dante Hightower would chop it up. So shout out to Boom Tower.
Word. Shout out to Dante Hightower.
I met him on IG just because I sent my music to him.
Word.
And he responded and he just followed me and like.
That's dope. That's awesome.
So like anytime
he seems like a really solid dude.
Bro,
like,
solid dude, bro.
Yeah.
Solid. Super solid.
He's I remember watching the mic'd up video of the comeback against the Falcons in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I gained so much respect for him just watching that video because like he was mic'd up and he was on the sideline. Like when they were down 28-3, he was ripping into guys.
Yeah.
He was like, "We gotta make a play." Like he was freaking out. And then he ends up making the strip sack that turns the game around. I was like, "This guy's the dog. This guy's the man." Plus, he's the one who made the tackle that stopped Marshawn Lynch at the 1-yard line. That set up the Malcolm Butler interception. Yes.
Yeah.
That set up the Malcolm Butler interception. Shout out Dante Hightower.
Everyone knew that one too.
Yep, that was a big one. So, what do you think about the Patriots this year?
I think they're gonna be smooth.
Do you think you would be a better quarterback than Stidham for the Patriots?
If I get the same amount of training camp time, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Patriots, you're listening right now.
I bet you probably would be. I don't disagree.
I'm not saying he can't ball.
Yeah.
But I already know. I just need a chance.
You just need the chance, exactly. That's all Brady needed, and he got one, thankfully.
Yeah.
But
right.
All right, we got to tag the Patriots in this. We got to tag
Patriots. Patriots as an organization. Sound off in the comments.
Yeah, we'll talk to Jarvis Green.
Yeah,
let him know. You know what I'm saying? I can do exactly what Lamar Jackson does.
I was gonna say, what do you think about Lamar Jackson? Because you're probably
he's a dog. He's a dog. I like the way he plays. He got a great coach. You know what I'm saying? Harbaugh. So it's like he's in a good situation, bro. He's a good player. Good player.
Yeah.
Hell of a player, bro.
Hell of a player. Absolutely.
Yeah, he pretty much makes plays in any way. And it's funny because I actually saw you had shared something about when you had joined Idaho, they'd commented on how like you hang in the pocket, but if someone comes on you, like you'd be like you wouldn't believe that you were a quarterback because like you got the speed too.
Owen read the scouting report.
I'm out there, yeah. And anyways,
facts.
But like that's like how I feel like if you guys were to be compared, like you're making plays in both ways. Like if someone's coming on you, like you're just gonna run it yourself, and like that's
Yeah.
a first down anyways. Like it's pretty. I mean, that's hugely valuable, and I mean, of course, like that definitely puts you at bigger risk to get like
Right.
a blindside or something like that. But
No, it's a fact.
True.
I mean, you guys can check
True.
it out, bro. It's on YouTube. You know, whenever y'all get time. You know what I'm saying? The arena highlights are up there. You know,
Word.
and QB.
Absolutely.
So you.
I've seen
see
some of
me
the
running
videos
around.
you posted on Instagram. You definitely
Actually,
you got that athleticism.
Yeah,
Definitely,
appreciate it.
definitely some Lamar Jackson shades of Lamar Jackson in there.
Yeah, a little bit. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? A lot of Ocho though. A lot of Ocho. You know
A lot of Ocho.
a
Yes,
lot of
exactly.
Ocho, sprinkling in with a little bit of Lamar here and there. You know. So,
Yeah, I mean, you draw kind of like with the music. You know, you draw influences from people, but at the end of the day, you're yourself. You're your own person.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
How would you say? So, did you start football before music or music before football?
I started. I kind of started them around the same time.
Around the same time?
Yeah, low key.
So how would you say like your competitiveness in sports influenced your music or vice versa? I mean, do you feel like it's kind of the same? You kind of have the same mentality approaching both of them.
It was different. Like it was different for me because I came in as a freestyle battle. Like I was battling people. So I was like, you know what I'm saying? It was like a one-on-one like battle, like a freestyle battle.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta be a competitor with that shit.
Absolutely.
And it was a sport almost. It was like every day in the morning you go to breakfast and like you gotta battle somebody. And like at the end of the day you would find out who you're battling tomorrow.
I mean, I always say like not even just battle rap, but rap and hip hop in general is like a sport.
Right.
More so than any other genre. It's very competitive. Everyone's trying to out rap each other. Everyone's rapping about how much better they are than everyone.
But that's the thing. They're really doing ass backwards shit though, because they are, like you said, they're trying to out rap everybody, but they can't out rap everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Which is like they can't freestyle. Half these dudes can't freestyle. You can't put a beat on and like just let them spit some shit. They might spit a couple bars because you're supposed to be able to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But how long can you keep this going? Or even when you get tongue-tied or tongue-twisted, can you start, like with myself, I'll start looking around the room and start just taking things.
Yeah, and I feel like that's usually when you're desperate. Like you start I feel like as freestylers go, like,
but
if you're around you, like.
But I'm so serious. Like I've like sat there and like freestyled the fucking Comcast like shit that pops up, like you know, like the little prompter.
Yeah.
And like freestyling the words.
Oh wow, yeah, it's totally, it's definitely a muscle. I feel like we've goofed around freestyling before, Jack and I, and like when you do it more often, like sometimes like you'll find yourself, you're like, oh, the beat ended, and you're like, oh wow, I hit the whole beat. Like even though you were saying nonsense, it may not have been amazing, but
it's a good training mechanism. Yeah,
you're getting the next part down.
Definitely something that takes practice for sure. I mean, some people are born, you know, some people have that natural ability more than others, but it's something that takes practice.
Yeah, and like and I guess in my opinion, my experience, when I start being like, oh, and the clicker changes the TV, like I start like saying things like that, it's like that's when I've ran out of ideas. So now I'm like looking around me like, what do I got? Like, and
but to be able to run out of ideas and then, you know, improvise and come up with other ideas, that's a skill in itself, right?
True.
So I actually wanted to circle back a little bit, and I know this might be like, this is a Googleable question, but I wanted to ask you, like, are there any notable differences in Arena League rules versus like NFL rules, like that people?
I mean, they have like walls on the sidelines.
Yeah, we got walls. We got 8-on-8.
I'm not familiar, so that's why I was curious.
It's 8-on-8, 8-on-8, 2 men in motion. Only you have two linebackers in the box, and one has to blitz, and only one can blitz. They both can't blitz.
Okay, see that I didn't know.
Yeah, so one has to cover in the flats, and one can rush.
And it's how many players on the field?
16 total, 8-on-8. 16.
8-on-8. Okay.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you got 3 down linemen, 2 linebackers, and then 3 DB. So
and what's it like? No, continue actually.
Yeah, it's all fast paced. It's all one-on-one. So it's like mano type shit. Like my receiver got to be better than this DB. That DB has to make sure he's better than this receiver.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot more speed and athleticism involved.
It's a high scoring game. It's like it's just like a basketball game. You know what I'm saying? Like you score upwards to 70 points in a night. So
interesting.
So what's it like having the walls there on the sideline? Like, because obviously
it's padded. It's padded.
It's padded.
It's like, it's like a thick
but
enough pad.
it's different than like obviously you grew up playing regular football where you head for the sideline. You don't expect to run into something. You know what I mean? Was that different? Kind of adapting to that?
Oh, for sure, because shit closes down a lot quicker.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like the space of the field, like as soon as I cut up field, like the linebacker scrapes, and he's like already meet you at an angle.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like you had to learn. Okay, you can't dance. You got to really like just hit it and go, because there's no time to be juking and shit.
Do you guys utilize like laterals and stuff more often, or is it too narrow?
No, we don't really do laterals. Everything is more vertical. Like we just go like try to just push the ball down the field. Run a lot of slants, posts, go routes, drags. Don't really do screens and shit like that. I mean, we do run bubble screens like towards like the goal line. You know what I mean? Just depending on what the defense is looking like. But if we're going from like our end zone, we're not gonna start doing that shit till we pass like the 50. Like I mean, not even the 50. It's essentially
I was gonna say, what's the length of the field?
It's a 50-yard field. So
50-yard field.
So yeah, it is the 50, but it's like fucking weird, bro.
So it's only a 50-yard field, so it's half of a regular football.
It's numbered to like 40.
Yeah.
40, and then there's like the middle line, and then it goes like 40 again, and the 30,
Yeah.
20, 10 to the end zone. So that's how it breaks down. So it's like, 50-yard field. And then the width of it, I couldn't even tell you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To be honest. I just know I don't think it's the same size as the length, for sure. Because we have like most of these arenas are different. They're different in size based on how like the seats are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You could have seats come down the side, and then you can have like in the back of the end zone like no seats, and it'd be like risen up where it's like it's all about dimensions and shit. But
yeah. So the
For
team
most
you play
part,
for in Idaho, their new team they just built their stadium, I'm assuming.
No, their arena was there for a while.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the arena
was
there
used
for
for
a while.
other stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like college basketball games and different concerts and shit like that.
Oh, okay.
So,
cool.
Oh, so they changed the floor. Like, so do they lay out turf for when it?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, they do a whole crew goes in. They take the floor out. They put our floor in.
It's like they do at the Garden with the ice and the basketball.
Yeah. Well, that seems easy enough though. They just cover the ice with the.
Well, yeah, that's easier probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the turf. I was actually surprised I guess I was guessing. I'm like, is that really what they do? Like they roll out the turf every time? Because it seems.
I figured it was like a stadium made specifically for arena football.
No, it's just we just like with Mass Pirates, like they use a DCU center.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's
so
right.
They play out. It doesn't. You just gotta have an arena. And so like I was playing in New Hampshire out of like a hockey rink, bro. It was trash. But it was
really.
You were able to do it, because.
What was the crowd like?
Condensation.
Crowd was
like
small.
From the grass.
In New Hampshire, it was small.
Yeah. What'd you say, bro? What'd you say, Owen?
Sorry, I've heard like basketball players like sometimes there'll be like condensation on the court from the ice underneath. Like, does that ever happen on the turf? Like, do you feel like it's like moist almost?
Nah, I don't think so.
Okay, I was just curious because I've heard like it can cause basketball players to slip sometimes. Like if there's,
I think that that was like way back. All the new arenas I think are like over there.
Well, yeah, that's like an HVAC problem, but like
that was like a Boston Garden problem.
It is something that I have heard happen, so I don't know.
Yeah.
It's probably not still.
I mean, it could. Yeah.
Just an interesting question. I figured. Because I kind of like you said, I thought it was like dedicated arenas as well. So
yeah, I figured it was too. But yeah, that's always
has it ever been set up outdoors? Like, do they ever like line a field with those walls and stuff?
Nah, I think they did it a couple years ago for like Arizona. Like Arizona had like a game outside or something like that.
Oh man, bad place for it too. It's so hot.
Horrible, but they
right?
But it was a good turnout. It was a good turnout, and it was crazy. Like they packed it. Like they packed the game. So it was pretty.
I guess it was probably good for fans.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like getting drunk and shit outside in the sun, or day drinking.
Oh hell yeah.
Going on.
Arizona is a beautiful place. Yeah, if you're not running around, it is definitely beautiful. Yeah.
Stay in a pool somewhere, bro. You know how it goes.
Yeah, I think
Yep.
Phoenix is like record hottest place on the planet. No, I don't
Is
know.
it?
No, I
get
fully
out.
made that up. But
Maybe in the U.S.
It's up there. Phoenix and Vegas is up there.
it does get
Mhm.
very hot.
Vegas, yeah, for sure.
Vegas is up there.
Yeah.
I was
Shit,
in
it was just
Phoenix for
90
like
something
5
over here.
minutes one time, and it was like 110 degrees, and jumped right in that rental car. Had to
Yep.
go.
Smart man. Smart man. Smart man. You felt them puddles. You felt them puddles on your shirt.
Yeah, right.
I remember
Once you-
asking.
Once you start sweating and you're not even doing anything, like you're just standing there, you're like, all right, it's too hot. It's too hot.
That's
scary.
a fact.
Right.
That's a fact. Oh man.
Yeah. I mean, we can wrap things up.
Yeah, we can wrap up anytime. I don't want to keep you too long.
No, yeah. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. It's been a long day. Like,
I was gonna say you probably had a long day.
I got in from the studio at like I want to say 3 a.m.
Oh man.
Yeah, so it was a long night, bro. But you know,
Productive
you gotta do
night though.
it. Yeah, you got to do it.
That's right. You got to do it.
You know,
Absolutely.
like I said, that's why I was running a little bit late. You know what I'm saying today because everything kind of was like pushed back. Like me,
No worries,
you know,
man.
getting up late today.
It wasn't a
But-
problem at all, honestly. We were like, we both were like, whatever. Like we're just chilling. I had to
I
run home
appreciate it,
from.
though.
I got out of work at like 7:45, so I had to run home from work. I was like, oh, I'm not gonna make it in time. But then when you
Yeah.
were late, I was like, all right, I can chill for a little bit. Like, it was
Right.
nice.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
appreciate it, y'all, man. You know what I'm saying for that. That was clutch, bro. You know what I'm saying. And of course, I was gonna hop on here. Like I wasn't gonna pass this up to hop on here and chop it up with y'all. Like I said.
Oh, we appreciate that, man.
You know what
Thank
I
you.
mean? No doubt.
Thank
bro.
you.
No doubt. You know what I'm saying? You guys came to me. I was like, for sure, bro. When? Let me know. That's
Yeah,
life,
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
you're the
Thank you,
perfect guest.
honestly.
You're an athlete and a musician, so that's what we cover. So
You know what
it
I'm
was
saying? We out
perfect.
here. You know what I'm saying?
Perfect.
Anything y'all need from me, bro. If y'all need like drops or anything like that, let me know, bro. Whatever. Music
Word.
with some background shit. Just hit me, bro.
Absolutely.
Just say, you know what I'm
Intro
saying? Just
song.
DM.
Intro song.
Intro. You know what I'm saying? Let me know.
Also,
Which one you want?
post recording. We did not get that sneak peek yet, so
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Bet,
no, we
bet,
gotta
bet.
get that. We gotta get
Yeah.
that.
You cut it.
yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, yeah.
All
All right,
thank you.
episode
Thank you so much.
64. That's a wrap. Ocho,
Appreciate y'all.
thank you for joining us.
You know that. BB4, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.